For 2 years, the automotive world lived with a wound that never quite healed. The Ram TRX, once the undisputed apex predator of American pickups, had vanished from the battlefield. Fans begged, speculated, and argued online, demanding an answer to one simple question: would the king ever return? In 2026, the answer slammed into the industry like a meteor. The TRX wasn't just coming back, it was returning angrier, faster, louder, and more unapologetically chaotic than ever. And at the center of this resurrection was a single number that set the internet on fire: 750 plus horsepower, not electric, not hybrid, a supercharged Hellcat V8, defying every trend and every regulation that said trucks had to get softer. Ram decided they weren't interested in soft, they were interested in domination, and their first target was obvious: Ford's Raptor R. Why Ram brought the beast back? When Dodge and Ram retired the Hellcat and the original TRX, the public explanation was emissions, cost, and the rapidly changing landscape of electrification. But behind the scenes, something else was brewing. Fans refused to let the legend die. Used TRXs began selling for absurd prices, some even higher than new Raptors. Social media was filled with clips of supercharged launches, sand dune carnage, and drag race humiliation of supercars. The TRX had become something else entirely: a cultural weapon. Ram executives realized two things. 1. The market didn't just want performance trucks, it wanted iconic performance trucks. 2. If they didn't resurrect the TRX, Ford would own the battlefield for the next decade. Ford's Raptor R was powerful, vicious, and well-tuned. But it didn't create a legacy, it simply responded to one. Ram understood that the Hellcat brand was bigger than horsepower. It was a symbol of rebellion, and so, with the world watching, they brought it back. 750 plus Hellcat horsepower, a middle finger to the industry. You can't talk about the 2026 TRX without addressing the insanity bolted under the hood. While most automakers are shrinking engines, electrifying drivetrains, and replacing sound with synthesized audio, Ram doubled down on the loudest, rawest V8 ever put in a production truck. This wasn't a polite upgrade, this wasn't refinement, this was a declaration. The 2026 TRX returns with at least 750 horsepower, and insiders whisper that the final production number could be even higher. Ram wanted to make one thing brutally clear: if you want quiet efficiency, buy literally anything else. If you want violence, climb in. That Hellcat whine, that brutal supercharger scream, it's all still there. And with modern cooling upgrades, revised gearing, and a strengthened driveline, the TRX doesn't just hit harder off the line, it maintains its fury longer, with far less heat soak than before. Where the Raptor R peaks early, the TRX keeps pulling like a freight train with a grudge. Engineering a truck meant to break the rules. Ram didn't just slap an engine back into the frame and call it a day. They rebuilt the TRX from the inside out. Stronger suspension arms, recalibrated shocks, improved chassis rigidity, and a revised off-road control system built specifically to handle the savage torque. The new truck isn't a refresh, it's a reconstruction of what made the old TRX terrifying. The 2.5-inch Bilstein Blackhawk E2 shocks return with upgraded internal pistons and smarter adaptive damping logic. The truck reads terrain faster and reacts smoother, allowing you to throw it into dunes, boulders, snowbanks, or desert straights without hesitation. The frame is tougher, the steering is sharper, the gearbox bangs through shifts with the kind of violence the Raptor R simply can't match. And yes, launch control is back. Because why wouldn't it be? The TRX was never meant to be reasonable, it was meant to be absurd. The new version embraces that identity fully. Ford's Raptor R just got knocked off the throne. For 2 years, the Raptor R enjoyed being unchallenged. Its 700 horsepower supercharged V8 made it the most powerful gas truck in the world. It was fast, loud, and worthy of respect, but it never had the swagger, the presence, or the myth of the TRX. When Ram revealed their 2026 monster, Ford fans felt the tremor instantly. Ram wasn't aiming for parity, Ram was aiming for annihilation. The TRX has more power, more torque, a more aggressive chassis setup, a reputation built on chaos instead of heritage. Ford built a competitor, Ram built a war cry. And while Ford continues to push hybrid and electric platforms, Ram decided to do the exact opposite. Give the people the last pure breed of muscle-powered insanity, before regulations make dinosaurs extinct. There's something poetic about it. The TRX is a final celebration of combustion-based stupidity, and we mean that in the highest respect. A cabin built for kings, not cowboys. One of the biggest surprises of the 2026 TRX revival is how luxurious it feels. Ram took the interior cues from their premium trims and elevated them even further. Leather, Alcantara, billet metal, and a driver cockpit that feels more like a performance SUV than a truck. This isn't the kind of vehicle you buy just to haul gravel. This is the kind of vehicle you buy to terrify it. The infotainment system is faster and cleaner. The digital cluster is customizable for off-road, drag, and touring modes, and the truck finally supports the driver assistance tech modern competitors use. But Ram never lost sight of the identity. This thing is a weapon, first and foremost. Even the seats are designed to hold you in place during launches that feel like controlled explosions. Why this truck exists, the true reason. The 2026 TRX isn't just transportation, it isn't just performance, it isn't even just a brand halo. The TRX exists because Ram understands something deeper about automotive culture. People don't fall in love with sensible machines, they fall in love with monsters. The Hellcat Challenger became an icon not because it was efficient, but because it was irresponsible. The TRX became a legend because it made no apologies for being fast in a world begging everything to be calm. This truck is Ram's final gift to enthusiasts. A middle finger to regulations, a celebration of noise, and a nostalgic blast of old-school Americana wrapped in modern engineering. The TRX didn't return to compete, it returned to dominate. The legacy of a beast reborn. When automotive historians look back at this era, the 2026 TRX will stand out as one of the final true expressions of combustion performance. A truck that didn't follow trends, didn't bow to pressure, and didn't pretend to be anything other than what it truly was, a monster on wheels. The Raptor R may be strong, but the TRX is mythological. It's not just horsepower, it's attitude. It's not just engineering, it's rebellion. Ram resurrected the apocalypse, strapped a supercharger on top, and handed the keys to anyone brave enough to tame it. And in doing so, they reminded the world of a truth that electric trucks cannot erase. One of the biggest surprises of the 2026 TRX revival is just how luxurious the cabin feels the moment you climb inside. Ram didn't just borrow interior cues from their top-tier trims. They elevated everything. The leather is richer, the Alcantara stretches across more surfaces, the billet metal accents feel machined rather than molded, and the entire cockpit wraps around the driver in a way that feels more like a performance SUV or a track-inspired grand tourer than a half-ton pickup. You sit down and immediately understand, this isn't the kind of truck designed for contractors in muddy boots. This isn't the kind of vehicle you buy just to haul gravel. This is the kind of vehicle you buy to terrify it. The redesigned infotainment system snaps between menus with zero lag. The UI has been stripped of clutter, and the brightness, clarity, and responsiveness feel like Ram finally stepped into the current decade. The digital gauge cluster now transforms based on your. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe to our channel for more content. Thanks.